Welcome back to the channel, and I have a great news for you today. So look at this. This is the box for the knife set. It's called the barbecue knife set from Cangshan Cutlery, and it's sold by COSTCO. And all of those knives which you see here in the picture and accessories, $69.99 at COSTCO. I'll put the link in description. Seriously, I bought it. I don't really need it. I just wanted to have a review of this for you because I think it's a great value. Why? First of all, if you're into barbecue or cooking large cuts of meat, maybe like a ham or brisket or those like huge steaks, those are the knives and this fork which you actually need to slice it the right way. Plus, they give you a chef's knife and a paring knife with the set, which you can use when you cook meat and outdoors, or you can use that in the kitchen instead of your regular chef's knife, paring knife. Yeah, you don't have to use them outdoors. Those two are not outdoor specific knives, in my opinion. Let's take a closer look at them and see what you're actually getting from quality and execution point of view. I have them right here. They are here. I just unpacked them. I only used this knife once to have my impression on geometry and handling, those kind of things. Let's take a closer look at them. Before we do that, just a quick sum up why those knives and what to expect. Cangshan Cutlery, made in China. They make a great value knives. They make some knives which are absolutely fantastic, like Thomas Keller collection. I'll mention that in a bit when we go through this. This is the guy. Those knives are not Thomas Keller specifically designed by him. Those are more like a regular style of knives which they make. But anyway, for the price, very good quality knives, all the series which they make. So for this one, one more thing. On COSTCO website, you have a description of this. On Cangshan website, you don't have a description of this set. It just doesn't exist there. So it's just a COSTCO value package only. So if you're not in US or nowhere near COSTCO, in some regions you probably can't get it this way, but maybe in the future you will be able to get it. Look at this and decide if you want to get it. If you want to get the set, use some of those knives here and there. That's what I'm talking about today in this video. So what we're gonna get? We're gonna get forged German X50 steel. Yes, German steel, by the way, doesn't mean it is made in Germany. This is a standard, comes from Germany. It's not a brand of the steel. It might be a Chinese steel within this standard, but anyway, it's a good cutlery steel, kind of like a good bent, I don't know, whatever. It's normal steel for the cutlery. Handcrafted and hand sharpened. I don't think so, to be honest. There's a mass production knives. They usually crafted very well. There's no gaps. There's usually no issues with the manufacturing. They are usually sharpened really well. All the knives from Cangshan which I've seen, good thin edge, good creation of the edge, level of sharpness quite well. But I don't think they're hand sharpened. They are some sort of machinery sharpened. Anyway, whatever, we don't care about it, especially for this price. 16-degree Asian style edge. Yes, it is for this steel probably too acute of the edge, but it will cut quite well. If it's properly heat treated, it will hold the edge okay-ish. But down the road, maybe you would want to keep it somewhere like 18 or 20 degrees if you know how to resharpen the edge on a different angle. For this steel, gonna stay within European 20 degrees pattern, that would be my recommendation for this type of steel, for those type of knives as well. It's again, it's a debate. Maybe for the slicing knife, you would want to sharpen it more often to be absolutely like a sharp with the more keen or more acute edge. Maybe that's what you want to do it, but you would have to sharpen it a little bit more often. Bonus knife sheaths included. Yes, they are. That is great. Exceptional edge retention. No, it's not. It's normal edge retention on this type of steel, especially at this angle. No, it's not. Cut resistant bag. Yes, I'll show you. That's great. Patented design. Okay, whatever. NSF certified. This is great. This is awesome. I'll talk a little bit about it. Full tank. Yes. This is the box, big box. It shows you everything you're getting on the back side of the box. On the side, you have all of those features and so on. Here on the side, you have Thomas Keller. But by the way, Thomas Keller is just the ambassador for Cangshan knives. Not like I am. I am just working for myself and for you. But again, if you didn't see my video on his knife designs with the Cangshan and the quality, go find it. His design is knives are made out of RWL34 Swedish steel, and that is absolutely great. Different handle shape and so on and so forth, and they cost $150 per knife. This whole set cost $70 for everything plus the bag. This is what they give you. They give you the care, storage, attention, whatever. They give you something which I've never seen before in any other manufacturer materials. How to care for mosaic pin or mosaic rivet. Yeah, it will, because it's copper and other colored brass kind of alloys, it will change color. You got, if you want to keep it shining, you would have to do something about it. Otherwise, it will patina and so on. Yeah, this thing. Good, great. Let's go into knives. Come on, it's what you're probably interested in. 4 knives, good knives, $69.99 at COSTCO at the moment. How can it be bad, especially if those knives are made with a full tang forged type of construction with mosaic pin with a good steel? I've never seen a better deal in my life before. Period. Okay? Even if it would be just a chef's knife of some good size and shape, maybe even like a chef knife and a paring knife type of set for $69.99. With this quality, it would be already a good deal. Here we're getting your slicing barbecue style knives with the fork and those knives. So let's do this. Let's look at those knives first, because that's kind of like a purpose of the knife and a fork. And then let's talk about those knives, which are more like general kitchen knives. Just to give you the details, the ideas of what it is. As I said, on a COSTCO website, there is a description of this set. On the Cangshan website, you can't find it. It just doesn't exist over there. All right, so let's start with this one. The longest knife, and probably the one which you've seen those kinds of knives if you ever cooked like a large brisket or large ham. This is the kind of slicing knife which you need to do to slice good big slices of that meat and so on. Of course, you can use it for other purposes, but for that specific purpose, it is very good because it has a very long edge. For those kinds of meats, you cannot do push cuts. No, you have to like pull the knife through the meat. Therefore, you need a long edge, and also you don't need a thick or like a wide knife, you want it to be like thinner so it won't stuck. A lot of manufacturers make it with those flutings or gratings or whatever it's called, just to minimize the drag when you pull it, and that's the knife. This one is constructed quite well, nice handle. We'll talk about the handles again. I think it's about 2 and something millimeters of the stock width. Nice thin edge, flat grind. It is not very flexible, but it's somewhat flexible to the to the hardness of that metal. So sometimes you may need to bend it when you cut something, if you want to go with, like, around the bone and so on. This is what it is. Very nice knife. Usually they make cheaper. This one looks fantastic with the mosaic pin, forced bolster. Great. Okay, let's put it aside. This one. This is also like a slicing knife. It's more like a butcher's knife. The idea of this knife, and again, if you know what it is, you know, right? I'm just gonna give a quick summary. Sometimes your cuts are not as easy as for this knife. As for this knife, sometimes your cuts are a little bit more tricky. Then you can't use a straight blade, it just won't be convenient. You need a little bit of a belly. Plus you would need maybe to go around a large T-bone steak, or you would want to pretty much like on that picture. Where is that picture? I don't know. It's not here. Yeah, so let's say if it's a large T-bone steak or whatever, steak on the bone, tomahawk steak, with a small knife, it will be very difficult. It will take you way longer time to cut it around the bone. With this one, it will be easier to do it on the plate because you have that belly. You can go like this and turn it, and it's not that flexible. It's thicker. I think it's about 2.5 millimeters thick here at the back. Really nice machete style butcher's knife. I personally don't cook those type of things a lot. I actually don't really need it, but if you know what it is, if you need one, you will get it in the set, and it is amazing. Really nice big knife. Then here comes your fork. Once you slice that, you would want to put it somewhere on a plate or on a serving serving tray. By the way, those knives, they say Cangshan, steel type, NSF, model number. This fork says Cangshan NSF, model number. Doesn't say that it's X50 steel. Probably it's not. And it doesn't have to be, right? Honestly, it doesn't have to be that type of a good steel with edge retention. It's just a fork. You just need to have those two edges to take a slice of meat, put it somewhere. Same handle, I shouldn't say same. Look at this. It's a very straight handle, more narrow comparing to the bigger knives. Yeah, that's what you want from the fork. Nice quality, matching design. That's great. That's awesome. Finally, let's go into those regular kitchen knives. Paring knife, matching design with the set. I think they have similar paring knives in other styles of knives in a Cangshan. But to be honest, I usually don't like those type of paring knives. They are handle heavy, and they have this heel which is very close to my fingers when I want to use it, like this. This is how I typically use a paring knife. Plus this knife, just to match with the style, has the tip which goes like up towards the virtual center of the blade, center of the knife. What it means that if I want to use the tip, when I hold the knife, it's further away from me, and you can see it is further away. It's almost as far as the end of my thumb here. So I ideally want the tip to be a little bit closer, maybe even half centimeter closer. But anyway, It's a very nicely constructed, similar style paring knife. Most likely it will be better used as a small trimming knife or a small knife to when you kind of like do some preps with your food to do like decorations. Again, I said like trimming small cuts on a chopping board. This knife will be like like paring slash utility knife, something like that. What will be very good choice as a part of this set. Great. And then finally, let's talk about this big boy. This is what they call, and for this presentation, if you want to stay with me, please stay. Let's spend some time on this knife, talking about it, because I would personally keep this knife alone in my kitchen, and I don't really need all of those. So let's take a look at this knife a little bit closer. They call it rocking chef's knife with 8-inch rocking chef knife with blade protectors. And by the way, those blade protectors, they come in a separate box inside the big box and so on. Very interesting design. It is not Santoku. It is not European chef knife, rocking chef knife. Where the whole idea comes from, I'll give you a couple more knives to compare. You've seen this one. You've probably seen this one. So this is called it's global G4, called Asian chef knife. See the similarities, right? This is called, it's by Arcos, made in Spain. It's called rocking Santoku when they buy it. See the design? Very similar. And this is finally from Cangshan rocking chef knife, how they call it. And it's nowhere on the Cangshan's website. It's only in this set. And I think it's a very good chef's knife, multi-use chef's knife, just by its own. Look at the features. Fully forged construction, full bolster, rear bolster, like in here. Curved edge, like those knives. They have different curvature, right? Not Santoku, but like a sheep's foot type of tip, and this type of curved end, which nobody actually needs. That's fine. This knife surprisingly thick behind the at the back. I don't know why. This is a thin knife. This is a relatively thin knife. The spine is not rounded, just chamfered a little bit. Transition is okay here. The blade thickness is great. Very, very thin, sharp blade. The edge created quite well. You have those flutings, gratings on the sides like those knives don't have. Great knife in general. Strange positioning, right? And you see it's so wide. It's wider and taller than those two knives. Good knife. I can say good knife. If you use rocking cuts when you chop your veggies, especially in this area, this is the knife for you. It feels heavy, but it's not too heavy for this size of a knife. You see, it's larger than this. Larger than this. Let's also compare it to a couple of the European knives. You will see the difference. This is your typical French style chef's knife. Taller, bigger. Let's compare to this type of Uskov. Taller, different curvature, right? So, very interesting knife. If you really like those rocking moves when you cut and you know how to handle big knife, it will be good for you. The only thing I'm kind of concerned is the tip. With the tip, it goes up, like it kind of curves up too much. So let's say if you want to cut through the onion or through the small stuff, and you want to make sure that you did cut through this to the board, you gotta raise it up way higher, even comparing to this knife, or even comparing to this knife, comparing to this knife. I wish it would be a little bit more straight towards the tip. Other than that, very interesting knife to have. The only kind of like imperfections which I see, that it was the grinding, the setting finish was done probably before they made those gratings and flutings, whatever they called. So I see the marks from probably like a clamp which hold this when those things were done, and same on this other side. I have this line here. So it's not absolutely perfect from a finish point of view here and there, but from in general execution, super nice handle, super nice mosaic pin, very good fit for the handle. I'm surprised. I would buy this knife just to have it on its own, seriously, even if it is not perfect knife in general, but it's very interesting as a choice for your kitchen. So that's my point. In this set, have those knives for the meat if you want them, have those knives for your kitchen, for the daily use and so on. Maybe if you have a friend who likes to cook those meats and hams and so on, buy the set and give those knives as a gift for him and keep those ones, or vice versa. Buy those large knives, those ones for yourself, and give those ones as a gift for $69.99. You absolutely can do it, can afford it. Yeah, and it's super stiff because it's super thick, about 3 millimeters thick on the stock. So did I show you the case? No, I didn't. This is the case. Yeah, you can have your name here. There will be something for whatever, I don't know. There will be slots for your knives, carving fork, rocking chef knife on this side. Then you cover them. Then you have another cover on this side with some extra storage pouches. Yeah, that's nice. And then finally here you have paring knife, butcher's knife, slicing knife. You can keep them here. Nice bag. Maybe you can use it for something else if you want to. It's fun. The handle, oh sorry, not the handle, the strap comes here. Great, awesome. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found it interesting. I think it's great and very interesting set of knives which you can get at COSTCO at the moment for very good price, and use it the way you want it. Talk to you soon. Bye.